This is tutorial 3-2 in GIS Tutorial Workbook 3. In this tutorial, we're going to be populating geodatabase subtypes. Now, we kind of did that with the last one tutorial, but in this one, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a shape file, and we're going to break it up into two different feature classes. Once again, you're going to want to back up your original geodatabase into another folder. As you can see in my backup folder, I have both now. This is in case anything goes wrong. You can go back and start. You don't have to recreate the geodatabase. Now, the first thing they want you to do is they want you to go into data, and they want you to go to sewer line source and look at the table. So you just go to preview, table. As you can see, everything is just one color in here. They want you to look up here, and they want you to match these field names with the field names for our geodatabase. You can do that on your own. I'm just going to skip that part because there's no real way for me to show you how I'm doing it on a piece of paper. So we're going to load data just like we did in the last tutorial. So we're going to go to our wastewater, and we're starting with sewer lines. So you just right click, go to load data. We're going to find that shapefile, which is right here, sewer line source. We're going to add it. And we're going to be breaking this up into subtypes. So you want to click on this, and we're going to start with PVC. And as you remember, this is grayed out because we already chose the location where we want this data to be loaded. This is where we match up our fields. Be aware that material is not being shown. So you didn't mess up or anything. It's just, it knows that's what we're going based off of. So pipe size is P size. Year built is year const. Description is equal to comment. So then we're going to click next. And we do have a query that we want to choose from. We want the material to be PVC. So we're going to double click on material equals PVC. Now we have sewer lines, and then we have interceptors. And that's important to know because the sewer lines are all under the comments olenders, and all the interceptors are under the comment interceptors. So we're going to use an AND function. And we're going to go down to comments equals olender. Then next, our summary, and then we finish. I like having the preview open so you get to actually see what's being added piecemeal. So we're going to do the same thing with some other materials. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you can't do ductile iron, and they have another code that we're not going to do. It's called RCCP. It's for reinforced concrete pipe. So we're only going to do HDPE and clay, which is symbolized as VC. And this is the first time they note that if you make a mistake in loading the data, there is no way to undo the action, so be careful. This is where creating the backup file is really important. You'd think they would have mentioned that in the first tutorial for this chapter. So we're going to choose HDPE. Doing our query builder, and it's pretty much the same except we just choose our different code. And this is the one we're going to skip. And sometimes you don't have to do the year turns, but for this book, I'm pretty sure we have to do all of them because they're going to be used in other chapters. So I recommend actually doing all of these. we only have one more, which is clay. And it's important to use the AND function, because if you used OR, you would get a much different result. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to click on here until I get some really good contrasting colors. And I think that's the best I'm going to do. So I'm going to zoom in here, and we have our three different colors now. We have blue, this bluish green, and then red. And if we go into our table, all of our comment descriptions are in Olander, which is the owner. Our material is clay, HDPE, and PVC. All our pipe sizes are filled in because we set that default. And year built has been filled in as well. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do the interceptors, which are going to be a little bit easier. So we're going to click on interceptors, go back to geographic preview. Then we're right click, load data. And it's in the same shape. So by doing it this time, last time we used one shape file to create one feature class. This time we're using one shape feature or shapefile to create two feature classes. And you cannot break this up into a subtype. And you just match these up like we've been doing. And you can see material has now appeared. And there is a query. And the only query is there comet equals interceptor. And we're just going to zoom out to the world, and that's what you should have. And if we open up our table, just going by going down here, you can see we have all the materials that it's made of, mostly clay and RCCP. Description, year built, and pipe size. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load some point data. And the first step they want you to do is to look at the field names again and try to compare which one goes to which. I'm going to let you do that one on your own again. So we're going to click on sewer fixtures, and we're going to load our data. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose sewer node source. We're going to add it. And once again, we're going to break this up into two feature classes, sewer fixtures and interceptor fixtures. And there is a subtype for sewer fixtures. If you remember, we have manhole and clean out. The first one we're going to do is manhole. We're going to go in here and make sure everything lines up. Flow line is F line. Rim level or elevation and depth are already made. Year built has year const, and description is comment. Then we go to next, and we do have a query because we have to break up our manholes to our cleanouts, and manholes are symbolized or are under the symbol, and their code is 11. actually, and I almost made an error there. And we only want the ones that are in Olender. We don't want the interceptors. So we want and comment equals Olender. And as you see, we got a whole bunch of them. So we're going to do our load data again, and this time we're going to add our cleanouts. Once again, we go in here and assign our fields to each other. And we create our query. The symbol for cleanout is 15. I'm not sure what 20 is. They don't really mention what that is. That might be the interceptors. I'm not sure. I doubt it, because then we could do a different thing. So it's probably something else. Okay, I'm going to click back and forth until we get one that's pretty distinctive. I'm not sure how to change the colors in our catalog. I've never really done that myself. Okay, this is probably the best I'm going to get. As you can see, we have one that's red, one that's blue. Rather than if we were to come up here and go into data and sewer line nodules where everything is just one color. So that's why we're doing this, is we're breaking it up to where we can work with this data much quicker and have it broken up already. So we're going to do the same thing with interceptor fixtures. We're going to go to load data. It's in the same file we've been using, sewer node source. We do not want to split it up into our subtypes because we don't. If you remember, all interceptors are manholes. So our query is going to be simple this time. It's just comment equals interceptor. And we're just going to click OK and then go to next. And we don't have that many. If we go to the table now, we can go in and look at what it is. Here they just have, here they don't even have the type because all interceptors are manhole covers. But if we go to sewer fixtures, we have manholes with all our other data. And let's see, then we have our cleanouts. And that's it for this tutorial.